The Black Cauldron has been a movie that has largely remained in obscurity since its 1985 release. This was during the dark ages of Disney movies where the studio appeared to have lost its touch, as well as its audience. The Black Cauldron was a movie that the studio hoped would appeal to a more teen audience and in turn be a successful film. The result? It failed horribly, and not just at the box office. The movie was such a disaster that it almost ruined Disney. Thankfully though, The Little Mermaid came out 4 years later and saved the studio. But what about The Black Cauldron though? The majority of people who like Disney movies have probably never heard of it, and even some true Disney fans have never seen the movie, although how are you a true Disney fan if you've never seen this film is beyond me. Today, I wanted to take another look at this movie, and encourage you to watch it if you haven't already done so, or at least just give it another chance. Hi, I'm the Dragon Zerker, and this is 7 reasons why The Black Cauldron is the greatest Disney movie ever. Number 1. If you liked Anna because she could take care of herself and she rescues Kristoff and you admire the fact that she's a strong, independent woman, well then you will love Ailongwy. This princess rescues our hero, doesn't take crap from him either.
Ha! What does a girl know about swords anyway?
Girl? Girl? If it weren't for this girl, you would still be in the Horned King's dungeon.
You know?
Has a glowing sphere called a bauble. It's actually called the Golden Belladrin, if you read the books, and if I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's right, her pet isn't a tiger, a fish, or a reindeer, but a toy ball. Take that, Flounder. Now, you're probably saying, Flounder isn't a pet, and neither is Sven. They're animals who love one of the main characters, so they might as well be. Reason number 2. It's dark, and I mean like, real dark. Like, not as dark as some of those Disney movies from the 40s, but I mean, pretty dark. For an animated movie, that is. I'm not saying that there aren't animated movies that are dark, but I mean, the majority of them are pretty, kid-friendly. When kids first saw this movie in theaters, they were terrified, and rightly so. Even I had a hard time getting past the Gwithynths scene as a kid. Yes, they're called Gwithynths, in case you were wondering what the Horned King said to Creeper in that one scene. The movie has some pretty scary moments, which are not that bad when you get older and realize it wasn't as scary as what you thought it was. Because, you're older now. The Cauldron-born are an army of deathless warriors, aka zombies. The Horned King has glowing red eyes when he really wants to be scary, and also horns. Oh yeah, did I mention there's blood? And quite a bit of it? Not as much as a Quentin Tarantino movie, but way more than your average Disney movie. Eugene, gets stabbed, but there's not a drop of blood on anything. Meanwhile, in the Black Cauldron, Torn's lip bleeds from the Gwithynths, and the cauldron itself has blood coming from it near the climax of the film. Reason number 3. Gurgi. He's funny, lovable, adorable, and pungent too. Who could honestly forget his love of rhymes or his love of munchies and crunchies? He's such an awesome character, but I think comparisons between him and Smeagol are not right. After all, Gurgi is kind-hearted, and Gollum just wants his precious. Graham! Reason number 4? There's no singing or show tunes. Not that there's anything wrong with show tunes, it's just they get stuck in your head and absolutely refuse to get out of it. I think it's great that this movie lacks show tunes. Disney songs I've found can be categorized as either the hero song, the villain song, the home song, the intro song to grab our attention, and the song that you're going to listen to a million times after you watch the movie. I mean the bare necessities, recipes, and... Watching just about any Disney animated movie, I can expect to find these songs somewhere in the film. Some won't always have the home song, but I can expect to find the villain song somewhere if there's a villain. I had the hardest time watching the live-action version of Beauty and the Beast because it was a musical, and it had to have all these songs in all the places I expected them. It made me feel like the movie was a cash grab than an honest retelling of a classic tale with perhaps a fresh spin. Nope. The Black Cauldron doesn't have any show tunes, probably because it's not a Disney musical, which is why it's so awesome. It easily stands out amongst the crowd. You can expect The Lion King, Frozen, Tangled, and Aladdin to hit similar beats since they are all Disney animated musicals. This allows the audience to guess with accuracy what will happen later in the story, taking away potential surprise because the film doesn't try too hard to differ. Perhaps I am wrong about this, but I feel like some Disney movies can be formulaic in nature. And with those singing, the soundtrack is given the chance to shine, which brings me to my next point. Number 5. Elmer Bernstein's score is absolutely phenomenal. As a kid, I succumbed to a sense of wonder every time I watched the fairfolk coming out from hiding to greet our heroes, playing to the tune of the Fairy People. How about when Thorin realizes that the sword he found is a magic sword? If you read the books, it's called Turnwin. And he starts to dance around with it while the sword theme is played. And let's not forget the credits to score. Simply magical. Number 6. I believe that Lloyd Alexander, the author of the books from which the Black Cauldron is based, will do more justice to what makes Thorin such an identifiable character than I ever would with this quote from his first book in the series, The Book of Three. Most of us are called upon to perform tasks far beyond what we believe we can do. Our capabilities seldom match our aspirations, and we are often woefully unprepared. To this extent, we are all assistant pig keepers at heart. Reason number 7, Disney actually took a risk. A movie that's more dark than lighthearted is not very Disney at all. A movie with no songs is not very Disney either. Heck, the majority of Disney movies have a song inserted somewhere. Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, and The Lion King all did great at the box office. Were all musicals but lacked a sense of risk except for The Little Mermaid. I bet these movies would have still raked in wads of cash even if it was bad simply because they had catchy songs in it, were about a prince and a princess, just like the old ones, and the Disney logo stamp was on it, which people think is synonymous with a good movie. The Black Cauldron took a huge risk trying to make a movie that appealed more to teens than kids, and it may not have paid off in the end, but at least they took that leap of faith. At least they took a risk. At least they tried to do something different instead of following the conventional Disney musical formula. Perhaps they failed to get a good box office, or win critics over, but I thank them for making a movie I will always love and cherish for the rest of my life, and many others will as well. Thank you, Disney, for making The Black Cauldron. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm the Dragon Zerker. Rise above and stay classy. Hey, if Disney is watching this right now and you guys are looking for a director to do the live action remake, it would be awesome if you gave me the chance to do it. If you want to see how awesome of a director I am, you should check out my other videos on my channel. Or if you want to see how awesome of a storyteller I am, you should check out my book, A Prince for a Day, the first book in the Heroes of Aurelia saga, which I will post to Amazon Kindle when I am done editing it, which will hopefully be soon. Hopefully.